Welcome back to the thesomniumfiles. My name is Jake. Last time we got info out of MoMA. And yeah. Can't remember what was said actually. The German stream. Oh yeah. He was at Sunfish Bucket and Ikumis Run, and I just wanted to go to the warehouse. Why here? Let's go here first, because I don't know why we will go here. Matsushita Diner.
I'm so hungry.
Oh yeah, eat.
Why are you here?
I told Date I was hungry, so
I've always wanted to eat here.
I'll have my usual, Ota.
Yes, right away.
Otto flew into the kitchen. Iris watched him go and took a seat. Counter picture.
Mayumi's
Oops.
juice with mold.
Yeah.
Kuroda Kazuaki's grilled tongue with salt.
Yeah.
Date, you're drooling.
Oh, I'm just really hungry.
Oh, that's Payashi Samba's Hayashi Vongole.
Who?
Yes, I know what that means. It's a mop.
Hey, Date. I've got this video of girls in bikinis washing this armored car. Wanna watch? Absolutely not. Meow. Huh?
What are you doing?
Oh, you don't know? It's good luck to imitate a cat in front of one of these. Really?
Meow? Guess I'll have good luck.
Hope we do. I think we'll either
Date, a Martian.
find
That's just a stool.
Renzu dead, or we're gonna interrogate him and do his somnium. Because I don't think we'll do twice from the same people. So other options would be boss and pewter, and I think if we do bosses, it will be on the route where she did the bang bang.
Date, wanna have a pillow fight?
Other options here would be Moma and Mama, but I don't think they're that important of characters.
Tessa, not in the store, please. Hey, what has two hands on its face?
Because Mama is like... And Marble is just like a place where you go if you don't have any leads at the moment. You get some info and you get out. And sometimes hear about Date's past with Reju. That's what that place has been so far. And Moma is like a minor antagonist in one path where they try to shoot you, and in here he's like goofy bad guy who you make deals with. Get some info out of it.
A mom playing peekaboo.
And also you hear about Rohan, which ties into the case 6 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. The gears have stopped turning because this place is stuck in time. This is good luck. We talked to Ota first. Ota is cooking in the kitchen.
You're still looking for him? Well, like I told you before, I don't know.
Where's your mom?
She's in the living room. I think she's watching TV.
How about you? What are you doing here?
I was just doing some meditation, lying on the ground.
He means sleeping.
Date, why are you with Tessa?
I was wondering why he didn't ask anything about.
We are
Not Shovel Forge.
on a date.
Oh, a date. Huh. A date?
I'm on an investigation, and she wouldn't let me go.
Dots.
Date, I have some delicious fugu eggs. I promise they're not poisoned. Would you like some?
No thanks. I'm fine.
You're good at cooking, huh?
Yeah. My dad taught me when I was little.
You're making me something too, right?
Sure. My treat, Date.
Iris is sitting in front of me. What's your usual?
Omelet rice. Ota's omelet rice is so good it gives me stomach cramps.
Yes.
Is that a compliment?
You're embarrassing me.
Well, Ota appears to have taken it as a compliment.
You've been here before?
Yeah, I have.
Have you met Ota's mother, Mayumi?
Yeah, but I don't think she likes me.
That's not true. Mom is just jealous of how pretty you are, Tessa.
Not very reassuring. Whether out of jealousy or otherwise, she still doesn't like Iris.
About Iris.
Iris, about your coming back to life.
Hold it! What do you mean coming back to life?
Hold it. Why do you tell everyone about this?
Date jumped into a parallel world where I'm still alive.
Tessa died?
Yep.
No, that was the other path. About the parallel world.
Hey, can you tell me about this parallel world idea in more detail?
Oh, sure. How should I explain this? Well,
I'm kind of wondering about the timelines in this game. In Zero Escape games, they obviously had a purpose. Because you did timey-wimey things in those. But in here, so far, it has been fairly timey-wimey less, if that makes sense. Like the weirdest thing we do is sync and Aiba's super calculations and Mizuki's ninja powers. I guess there has been some stuff like prophetic dreams in this path, but like you can explain those that someone who knew what was saying Peter Rebels could have done. Things that Dale saw in Somniums, but then you'd have to explain why they would do that, and I don't have any idea for that, but you could still explain those, so there's no need for timey-wimeys.
oh, I know. Let's play rock, paper, scissors.
But I would think that there is some point to the other timelines, like the one where we found out was his name? I think that's going to be somehow relevant, but will it be to us, the players, or can Date somehow find out about what we found on other timelines? If he can't, I guess the timeline thing is just a fancy way of showing the routes you've taken and because the endings in everything, every path so far have been like they're kind of happy, but you still have a lot of unanswered questions.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, if we tie, nothing happens. We just shake hands. If I win, you have to give me something.
What if I win?
I'll do anything.
Anything?
Mm-hmm. Anything.
What are you doing with your hands?
Date, your heart rate is rapidly increasing. Why exactly is that?
All right, let's do this.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, this face.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Good players always go with rock. Oops.
Shoot.
Tie.
The most boring result. Well, we agreed on the rules. Let's shake hands. Shaky, shaky.
I shook hands with Iris.
We just played rock, paper, scissors, right? We tied and shook hands. But in a different timeline, maybe I got a reward from you. Or maybe you could have seen me naked or something.
Why did I choose rock?
What exactly were you going to make her do?
So those timelines are what I'd call a parallel world.
So you think I jumped from a world in which you were dead to this one where you're alive?
That's what I think.
Huh. Parallel world, huh? I can't believe it, but...
Sure you can. Parallel worlds exist.
Dots.
Do you know about the Mandela effect? Or the Booba Kiki effect?
The Mandela effect was something stupid. Sorry about. Don't know about Booba Kiki.
Or the 100 million balls? If I explained that, would you believe me?
Don't know about 100 million balls either.
Sounds really interesting, Tessa. I know some urban legends like that. The spatial temporal man, and the lost friend, and the story of two sisters.
Don't know. I've heard people talking about it. Can I ask? Yeah, thanks. Spatial temporal man.
Yeah, it's sort of like a common experience. A lot of people have experienced waking up in an uninhabited world they've never seen before. And most of them describe seeing the same person. The spatial temporal man.
Slenderman?
He's supposed to be an ordinary old man wearing work clothes. The spatial temporal man guides people back to the real world. He tells them, this world is not for you, or something.
I'd like to meet him someday.
Okay, that was dumb. The two sisters.
So, there's this girl. Let's call her B. She's practicing piano in her room, and her little sister is watching TV in the same room. B asks her to turn the TV volume down so she can hear her piano playing, you know? So B goes back to practicing, playing a little bit. But her sister doesn't turn the volume down. She's not listening at all. So B turns around to scold her. She was really gonna let her sister have it. But she's gone. She's nowhere to be seen. She thinks, I wonder where she went. But then B hears her sister at the door. I'm home. B runs to the front door and sees her sister and her parents standing there.
So just a sec. My my phone.
So B asks, when did you go outside? But her mom says, what are you talking about? She went shopping with me. B is really confused by all of this, of course. She asks her little sister about it. And she learns that her favorite TV show was on. And before she went shopping with her mom, she was deciding whether or not she wanted to stay and watch it or not.
So depending on her decision, a parallel world was made.
Yeah, what B saw might have been from the world where her sister stayed behind.
Okay, that was dumb. I guess it somehow would explain the other situation here. Like what Date saw. But that's dumb.
There's this kid, A. He's in elementary school.
Lost friend was this.
Well, A had this close friend named Suzuki. One day, after school, they're walking home together. A turns around to tell Suzuki a joke, and Suzuki is laughing his butt off. And he's laughing and laughing, and he laughs so hard that his eyes fall out of their sockets.
Yeah.
What?
Well, they were hanging down out of his eye sockets. The nerves were still connected, but... A is of course in shock and doesn't know what to do. Suzuki just takes his eyeballs and jams them back into his eye sockets and keeps walking like nothing happened. So A asks him about it. Like, hey, are you okay? Your eyes fell out. A is really concerned for his friend, you know? But Suzuki just says, yeah, I'm fine. He doesn't say anything about it. And by now, A is really curious. But he's not getting any answers. So they just part ways and go home. The story only gets weirder from here. The next day, A goes to school, and Suzuki's not there. A is confused and asks his teacher about it. Hey, where's Suzuki today? And the teacher says, Suzuki? Who's that? There's no Suzuki in this class. A says, what are you talking about? And he goes and asks all of his classmates about Suzuki. They all say the same thing. I don't know him. There's no Suzuki in this class.
So that kid must have jumped into a parallel world without Suzuki.
That's what I think.
Well, that was dumb. Like, those are all stuff that, you know, you just suddenly jump somewhere. There's no explanation or anything. Let's hear about the Mandela effect. I don't know what it was, but it was something stupid. That's what I know.
Do you know Nelson Mandela?
Well, yeah, the former president of South Africa. He helped abolish apartheid.
He died in 2013, but a strange thing happened. When the news broke, people all over the world thought, didn't Mandela die in prison in 1980? That's the Mandela effect. It's when your memory and history have discrepancies. There are lots of examples, like the name of this kid's book with the bears having different spellings. Or people remembering that Kennedy was assassinated in a 4-seat car.
Well, yeah. I didn't even know what kind of car was assassinated.
But in our world, he was in a 6-seat car.
Huh. I thought it was a 4-seater too.
Or that electric mouse from that video game. You probably remember the tip of its tail being black.
It wasn't?
Nope, it's all yellow. And the design didn't change.
Oh.
Lines from movies, company logos, historical events, and little things.
It wasn't as stupid as I remembered it. Like, it's just common misconceptions and stuff about things. Like, I think the Mandela thing, I think he was in prison in the 80s. And somehow people just think that he died there.
The Mandela effect is everywhere. Why do you think that is?
Because those memories are from parallel worlds?
Well, that's not the explanation. It's just people are dum-dums.
That would explain it, I guess.
Balls.
This world is full of really interesting stuff. But you know the most interesting thing of all?
No, what?
That humans exist at all.
The universe developed in a very particular way to get here. If things were even slightly different, well,
Yes.
the galaxies and solar system and all of that might not have existed at all.
That is true.
And that means humans would never be born. And even if everything happened exactly like that, the probability of human life developing is extremely low.
Well, if things did happen differently, we wouldn't be here now. So it's like the what was it called? It was in Zero Time Dilemma as well. Like the thing where they had to. This is spoilers for Zero Time Dilemma, by the way, not anything major, but it was. It was something stupid, like three people had to throw 3 dice and they all had to get a 6 or something like that. Or ones, I think. And the odds for that were something. I don't remember. I'm not good at math on the fly. Everyone has 1/6 of a chance to get the result, so I guess you multiply them, so it's like 6 times 36, I think. Something 200. So basically the world where they can talk about the game after the fact is the 1 out of 200 something. And because they survived, like it's the same as this, that if there was no, if things didn't happen as they did and life wasn't born, they wouldn't be talking about it. Fuck, I want to check the name of that. Be right back. So yeah, I checked it out and it was called Anthropic Principle. I checked the Wikipedia page and there was lots of text that I didn't understand, but yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Basically, well, I'm not qualified to explain it, but it's kind of it was something of a philosophical thought process. You can check it out yourself if you want.
And yet, here we are. Imagine a box full of ping pong balls, labeled 1 to 100 million. Would you be able to pick out the 1?
Not likely.
But what if there were 100 million of you?
Well, you would probably get it. Or just it's take one out. But there basically is a world where, in this case, where you would, one of you would get the number 1 statistically. One would get the 1. Then if we would follow the data after, that's basically the anthropic principle, because You were the one who got the number 1 ball. That's why. I'm not gonna do good at explaining. Let's just go.
Well, then one of us would definitely pick up the 1.
Well, yeah, if you would take the balls out. If it were chance-based, you would statistically get one who gets the 1.
Exactly! The birth of humanity is so improbable that it's basically a miracle. But if there were multiple universes...
Then it wouldn't be strange that at least one of them had humans in it.
She is describing the anthropic principle.
Yeah.
I may have underestimated her intelligence.
Ella. I wouldn't say you're intelligent if you know about anthropic principle. Like I wouldn't know about it if I hadn't played the Arthur's previous game. Booba Kiki.
Dante, look at this picture.
Iris pulled up a picture on her phone.
There's a famous experiment regarding this picture.
Is it the name thing?
You show this image to people around the world and ask a question.
Oh yeah. So the bottom one will be the Kiki and top one would be the Booba because that's like soft and stuff and Kiki sounds like it's spiky.
Which one is Booba and which one is Kiki? Believe it or not, 98% of people asked have the same answer.
I don't think my answer qualifies now because I don't know the thingy. I think first time I heard about this thing, I'm not sure if it was with the same names as those, but yeah, I think I did answer the same.
The rounder one is Booba and the jagged one is Kiki. Isn't that weird? In other words, everyone thinks that Booba is a certain way and Kiki is the other.
How does this relate to parallel world stuff?
It applies universally across languages and cultures. It's like something ingrained inside all humans.
Do go on.
Like worshipping the sun and the sea. Or thinking that the mother is soft and the father is jagged. Regardless of your culture or background, you probably think this way. It's what Jung called the collective unconscious.
Oh, so yeah. Like there's this ties in the Zero Escape games again, but I think it was prevalent in VLR, I think. The Zero hologram talked about the termites and about if you could view things from higher level, something like that.
There exists a second psychic system of a collective, universal, and impersonal nature, which is identical in all individuals. That's what Jung said about it. Think of it like bamboo. Bamboo stalks look like individual plants since they're separated. But underground, they're all connected.
Yeah, this sounds like the termite thing.
Human psyches might be like that too. Connected at a subconscious level. That's...
Yeah.
The parallel world?
Yeah! You saved me in the dream, right? And dreams are all about our subconscious minds. So if you follow the roots...
You get to another bamboo stalk.
Yeah, something like that.
We got an achievement, by the way. Appendix something something. I guess it's because we got all the stuff here, or maybe possibly. We'll check it after Ota's done talking. Let's hear about the lost friend again.
Couldn't Suzuki just be an imaginary friend or something?
Yeah, like maybe the guy is just dumb.
No, A was really serious about remembering Suzuki.
It is weird. And there's no way you can pop your eyeballs back in like that.
Well, not necessarily. There's such a thing as a dislocated eye. It actually isn't too hard to put your eye back in if it falls out.
Good to know.
Ota is correct. Dislocated eyes are easy to replace in their sockets.
Well, it's just blah.
As long as none of the nerves or blood vessels were damaged, there are usually no lasting negative effects either.
But that doesn't prove this Suzuki exists.
Well, I guess not, but...
What was this
I know
about?
a ton of stories like this.
Maybe I should have done them after. I thought that it would like move this story forward if I asked again.
Like being suddenly transported 1 year into the future, and there's a missing persons report out for you. You look down at your phone, but you realize that it's not yours. It's not the one you remember having. You look through the contacts, and it's filled with names you don't recognize.
Sounds scary.
There's more, too. Like this town where everyone is Japanese, but they're speaking a completely different language. And all the signs and magazines and stuff have different letters. And it's not like Korea or China. It's the Japan we know, but the language is different.
That's a prime example of a parallel world.
What about others?
So, this elementary school kid, let's call him C. He goes to school and there's a bunch of things on the floor. Postcards, towels, a coffee cup, rice bowls, a sink, lots of stuff. But C realized that those were all things from his own house.
How did they get to the classroom?
No one knows. It's not like anyone did it on purpose or there was a thief or anything.
Maybe something happened that made two parallel worlds fuse.
Yeah, maybe.
That kind of stuff is stupid, but like the anthropic principle, that's kind of fine. If it's how it was explained here. I know there's more because the wiki page had a lot of stuff, and like it's just a thought process, it's not something verifiable. Yeah, I guess it was made this way that all this stuff would be stupid and basically ghost stories and stuff. And irises were something more plausible, but you can still explain those, like the Mandela effect. It's just for some reason people have the misconception that Mandela died 1980. It's not because it happened in a parallel world. Like, I guess if you do believe in those lot of stuff, those kind of stuff, there would be parallel worlds for everything and anything. Like, it's not just that there are two worlds, one where Mandela died and in 1980 and this one. But there would be like if every decision that comes across you, there's a different word for each of those outcomes. Like if throw dice 10 times, all the possible results are each result have a different world. There's like infinite amount of parallel worlds in that case. And like if these are all parallel worlds, these are the only ones observable to us at least. Like there would be millions of these pictures more in this. But yeah, let's summarize. Check out
When
the
did you two get so knowledgeable?
appendix and end the episode.
Oh, I don't know.
Tessa is always writing about this stuff on the internet. That's why I decided to research it too. That's how I learned all this stuff. Oh, hey, I know about conspiracies and secret societies too. I find that stuff fascinating. If you want, we could talk about those.
Maybe next time.
Sure.
Now where's that omelet rice?
Done!
All the broad is over. He laid out an omelette rice in front of me and Iris. Iris grabbed her spoon with a huge smile on her
Bon
white face.
appetit!
She picked up a spoonful. No, actually, she tried to pick up a spoonful. Dots. Dots.
Tessa, are you okay?
Dots. Dots.
I'm fine. My hand slipped. Let's eat.
Iris and I ate the omelette rice in near silence. There was no conversation, just the sound of the spoon hitting the plate. The dinner echoed with it. And before long,
Thanks for the food.
Iris was totally re-energized. Her face was back to her usual easy smile.
That was good.
What was that spoon thingy about?
Oh, your omelet rice is seriously the best.
Yeah, it was actually really good.
Aw, thanks. I owe it to my dad. He taught me well.
VLR spoilers again. That's the second stereo escape game for like 30 seconds. Maybe it's like Phi's and Sigma's power that you can jump to your consciousness from the future. So some Iris came to Iris's body from the future and she realized where she is and is like, oh shit, shit's going down in the future. Yeah. Or maybe her arm is just somehow injured. Maybe something happened with the guy or gal that showed up at the night. Maybe she has a split personality and the other one activated. Because if you have split personalities in games, especially Japanese ones, you have to make it all dramatic. The change. I paid for the food and stood to go.
Let's get going, Iris.
Thanks again.
Thank you! Come back soon!
Iris is sitting, Ota is standing. Yeah, let's check the appendix. I think there's lots. No, there's still stuff here that we haven't found out about. Shoot. But some people say when drawing out their hand in rock, paper, scissors. Never heard about that, but I live in Finland, so we do. Rock, paper, scissors. In Finnish. Anthropic principle, the concept that observations in the universe must be compatible with life capable of observing it. Imagine, for example, the surface of a table. On this table is a hole with a complicated shape. Countless objects are dropped into the hole, but unless they match perfectly, the object will not pass through. Now imagine that myriad objects were dropped toward the hole over an infinite period of time. Eventually one object will fit perfectly in the hole. Let's call this object X. If X could think, it would observe that to pass perfectly through the hole the way it did, the hole had to be exactly the same shape. They might even think that it could only and must be that exact shape. That is the anthropic principle. So basically, the observer is the one that overcame the impossible odds of being in this place right now. I think that's the good way to explain. Fugu eggs. The fugu, a kind of puffer fish, is filled with tetrodotoxin and is extremely toxic, I think. The lethal dose from oral ingestion of tetrodotoxin is 1 to 2 mg, which is said to be about 850 times the potassium cyanide. Should it be potency off or is it set like that? I don't honestly know. Jung. Carl Gustav Jung, Swiss psychologist and words after 40 minutes of recording. Psychiatrist, most famous for his collective unconscious theory, which claims that certain images and ideas are shared by all mankind, which could explain phenomena like the Mandela effect. So that was a bit slower episode since we checked only this one place out because I just started talking about nonsense on top of all the nonsense that Ota and Iris were explaining. But yeah, thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.